Hey guys, once again, welcome to the lecture series on ethical hacking. So we are discussing about the topics in the second unit. So in the second unit, the previous lecture video will be mainly talking about the enumeration. Okay, how we are going to collect the required data from multiple sources like Windows environments, Linux environments, SNMP, SMTP, network bus, LADP. Okay, different type of things. In this part of the second unit, we'll be mainly talking about the system hacking. How the system is going to hack by an attackers. What are the different type of precautionary measures that has to be concerned not to have these type of attacks. Let me go in detail about the system hacking. The first of all, we are mainly concerned about non-technical password attacks and more of the technical password attacks. What exactly the password is of? Once I want to log into my system, once I want to log into my user ID anywhere, we will be using the required passwords. Passwords plays a vital role nowadays, and people are in in a lazy situation that they cannot remember many passwords as we are using multiple accounts. In social media itself, we are regularly using at least 10 accounts. So for every individual thing, I can't go with a different type of passwords. I can't remember those number of passwords. So that's why only generally once we are having any sort of a new account that is going to create, I'll be simply clicking on the logging with the Gmail. The same password can be used for the different type of social media applications. Not only these things, in any sort of application, web applications, everywhere to login to access my own services, I do have the username and more the passwords. Once we are going with the non-technical password hacking, how these attackers will be attacking the non-technical passwords. Suppose a a normal layman like me. Okay, I don't have a thorough knowledge about the technicality, how we are going to keep the required security, how these particular passwords will be providing the is very much important for me. I am a normal layman. So what I'll be doing, I will be these at a particular attackers. They will be getting the passwords, especially from different type of things, especially from the social engineering. Okay, phishing attacks will be there. We do have the shoulder surfing. Okay, now we do have the dumpster diving, and more of the guessing and more of the default passwords. These are the different type of mechanisms that will be simply followed by a basic attacker to hack my own passwords. These things will be called as a non-technical password attacks. So let me deep down into these things. So first of all, going with the social engineering. So in my first unit video lectures also, we have seen about the one particular example. If I know the thorough information about you, like your date of birth, what you are interested with, who are your siblings, what is your social security number, the basic information. Okay, if I have a thorough knowledge about you, I have a scope to hack your passwords. How it will be going to happen is nothing but generally, as a normal layman like me, as a lazy person like me, I will not more concentrate on these particular passwords. So I will be keeping the passwords as a surname as a password, date of birth as a password, social security number as a password, or else any sort of siblings as a password, or else any sort of the close friend, any person, either my boyfriend or as a girlfriend, any so particular. So those particular names combination I will be keeping as a password. So that's why only if I have a thorough knowledge about you, okay, I can guess what the password is of. The same thing will be done in the case of social engineering also. What the attacker will be doing, he will be first of all make the required communication with me. Okay, he will be gaining that trust, and thereafter what he will be doing, they will be simply asking for the confidential information. It may be the passwords, it may be the social security number, it may be the PIN numbers, it may be the credit card details, any sort of thing. Let me go with a small example. One of our colleague, he has a credit card, some sort of SBI credit card and some other things. Okay, once his own close friend has asked for the SBI card details, the credit card details. So as he's a close friend, what he has been done, I mean, he has shared the entire details. Okay, somehow the transaction has been happened by the friend, and he has, after 15 to 20 days, he has literally returned the amount also. It's not an issue. But what he has done is nothing but after 1 year or some other durations, somehow he has moved to the abroad. Okay, generally, if any transaction has been happened in the India, okay, to commit that particular transaction, to make it commit, we will be getting an OTP. Suppose if any transactions has been happened from abroad, at that particular case, we don't have any sort of OTPs. So he had used that particular privilege. So his friend moved to the abroad. There he has used the same credit card. He has done some around 1.2 lakhs, one particular transaction. So he haven't, my friend haven't got any sort of OTP. He doesn't have any sort of information regarding that particular transaction. Once a bill has been generated, okay, he has gone through the total statement. Some sort of transaction has been happened, and by so and so person, not so and so person, and so and so day, and so and so time. Oh, he was a little confused. The transaction wasn't done by me, and moreover, 1.2 lakhs is not a small amount for me. So he had inquired with the customer care, and they had given the information. So the transaction has been happened from abroad. So there we don't have the scope for the OTPs and all these things. You have to pay the credit card bill, and that particular things cannot be reversed. So somehow he got the as the transaction has been happened after 1 year, he was in a situation, okay, who might have used the credit card, my own credit card details, this particular credit card details to whom I have been shared. Somehow he has checked, he has checked after he has got the idea. Okay, there may be a chance. So he had made him a call. Yeah, have you made any sort of transaction? Genuinely, he has given the information. Yeah, knowingly I have done the transaction. It has been automatically saved in my cookies when I'm using my own laptop. It has defaultly taken the your credit card details. I thought those particular credit card details are mine. Somehow, I'm very much sorry, and somehow he has returned the things. As he's a good friend, he has returned. Suppose there is a chance. If he say, the same friend, if he say, no, I haven't done the transaction, there will not be any sort of answer. There will not be having any sort of inquiry also. So we should be very much cautious once we are revealing any sort of information, any credential information. So this is the thing that will be happened by an attacker by using social engineering. In the case of phishing attack. So in the last lecture videos also I had given one particular example regarding to the AIMS New Delhi ransomware attack. So what they have what has been happened is nothing but the persons the admin or else the employees who has been working in that particular on the database, he has got some sort of mail, phishing mail, saying that, yeah, here, hooray, you have won some sort of $1 million, please click on that thing, okay, in order to claim the required things. Unknowingly he has clicked on that thing. Okay, the unwanted information, that is nothing but the ransomware virus has came into the network, came into my system, logged the entire database. Okay, this is a thing that will be going to happen. So we should be very much cautious about the phishing attacks. So whenever you are getting any sort of mail, any sort of message, don't trust these things. Okay, next going with the older surfing. What about these particular things? A normal human tendency. Suppose, let me go with in the case of, suppose if I am in the, what I have to say, in the public areas. Suppose if I am suppose when we are traveling in the metro. Okay, once I am viewing some sort of message or else any sort of video on my phone, automatically the person beside me will be having some sort of attention. Okay, what he's watching. Okay, once I am typing some sort of passwords, or once I am doing any sort of operation, the persons beside us, even though they are known or unknown, they will be having some sort of intention. Okay, what he is doing. Okay, they will be peeping into our system. So we should be very much cautious from these type of peepings. Okay, next going with the dumpster driving. Generally, normal layman like me, what I will be doing once after the completion of the entire task, if I am not in need of that particular data, I will be simply throwing into the dustbin. In the system, I will be passing into the recycle bin. So the attackers, they will be attacking first of all the recycle bin, or else spam mails, or else bin mails, the mails that has been there in the trash. So from there, they will be getting the required information. The best example, you will be getting the bank statements and other things. Once a bank statement has been seen, okay, what is the need to maintain that particular information in the mail? I will be simply moving to the trash. So these attackers, they will be getting the information from the trash. Okay. Even they might not know the exact credit card details, but they can analyze it, what are the different type of transaction that has been done. So depending upon these particular transactions, in the near future, the attacker may be simply showing some sort of interest on you, okay, by providing different type of offers on you. Okay, different type of things can be happened. And next, going with the guessing and more of the default passwords. And normal lazy man like me, what I'll be doing whenever I want to keep some sort of password, I'll be simply typing the quitting, QWERTY. It will be available in the keyboard in the sequential order. Okay, QWERTY at 1, 2, 3. Okay, or else at 8, at 1, okay, at 1, 4, 3, some sort of a default passwords. Okay, first of all, whenever we are doing the required, the attacker, what they will be doing, first of all, they will be simply checking about these type of default passwords also. So when we are creating any sort of account, once the password has been updated, once if any server or service is providing some sort of default password, immediately after login, it will be requesting you to change the password to maintain the security. Next, going with the technical password attacks. Here, the attacker, they will be using different type of technologies to hack what maybe the password is of. The first of all, going with the brute force attack. It is nothing but a guessing attack. Okay, so I'll be simply guessing what may be the password of. Combination of multiple things. Combination of name with numerical numbers or some sort of special characters. Suppose if I'm having my date of birth is of 23, for example. Okay, the day of birth is of 23. So there will be a chance. The password may be a combination of numeric and more alphabets. The 23 may be an alphabet. Sorry, maybe a numerical number. So different type of guessing can be happen in the case of brute force attack. Next, going with the directory attack. So in this particular case, I will be having a common words to have some sort of passwords. Just now I has said about like QWERTY. It's a combination. It's a predefined things. Okay, so by checking about these default passwords that has been already well defined, okay, the attacker may attack your own system resources. Next, going with the rainbow table attack. Here, it's some sort of technical thing. Okay, we will be using different type of hashing techniques or it's some sort of hashing algorithm. Okay, to generate the required hash key. That hash key may be a password. Okay, these particular predefined computed hash keys may be used in order to attack my own system resources also as a password. Next, going with the key logging. What about this particular key logging? So here we are taking some sort of record and the keystrokes. Okay, we will be embedding with some sort of IC, or else we will be embedding with some sort of extra device, or else any sort of software also. What the keys that has been pressed more number of times. Okay, by using those particular key logging, we may check what maybe the password is of with combination of multiple things. You might be saying, suppose if I'm using the keyboard for at least 2 to 3 years, continuously. Okay, the letters which I am regularly using, suppose for example A, S, I. Okay, these particular vowels will be regularly used. So some may be using some sort of X and other things also. Okay, so more number of times a keys has been used, we may check this may be a password may be off. We might be seeing in some sort of movies also. Okay, when there is some sort of combination of, once we are having multiple marks on any sort of sensor or any sort of mobile also. Suppose if I am regularly using some sort of pattern to unlock my mobile. Okay, now so automatically, that particular layer on my display device will be automatically having some sort of effect with regularly using on that thing. Okay, by using those particular things also, I can check the required what maybe the password is of. Next, concern to about the credential stuffing. Okay, now here it will be using, that is nothing but the attacker will be simply using the previous leaked passwords or also usernames by using the historical information about the historical credentials about the user. Okay, he will be making some sort of guessing things. What I will be doing, sometimes I will be getting some sort of mails. Yeah, your mail has been hacked by some so and so person at so and so time in some so and so place. Okay, we'll be getting some sort of mails like this. Okay, most of you guys have got these things. So automatically we will be changing the required password. So at the time you are changing the password, what I will be doing, what will be there, we'll be changing a small letter. We'll be changing some sort of case sensitive things. Okay, uppercase to lowercase or else any sort of thing. Once we are very much lazy and when we are very much least bothered and we are making some sort of small modification, it also providing an help for the hacker to make the required guessing things. And last, going with the password spraying. Here the attacker will be checking about the common passwords uh, concerned to the multiple accounts. Okay, na? Suppose by using those things he will be simply targeting what maybe the big password is of, and that particular passwords may be used on multiple platforms. You may be seeing that suppose if you know my Gmail password, automatically you can access the entire social media information about me. Why? Because more or less I will be using the same thing to logging into multiple social media. Okay, those things can be easily used. So we should be very much cautious about this particular password spraying. Okay, these are the technical and moreover the non-technical password attacks that will be happen and on my data, on my services by the attacker. So how this particular password guessing may be done? So as I said, I mean, if I do have a thorough knowledge about you, I can easily guess what maybe the password is of. It is nothing but the unauthorized access by gaining the attention on you, by behaving as if I am a legitimate person, and I will be simply attempting the common words or else the information about you, your surname or else a date of birth, any sort of sibling names and all these things, and checks what maybe the password is of. We are making some sort of a brute force. That is nothing but the guessing things here. Okay, here you can see these are the regularly any normal layman will be keeping these type of things as a common passwords. But nowadays we are very much educated and we are changing the required password combinations also. In some sort of applications, it will be generating some sort of automatically to the passwords will be generated. Okay, na? So those may be the things. So these will be generated by using the hash algorithm. Okay, these particular passwords may be called as a hash values also. So mainly they will be targeting a normal client, a legitimate person, okay, by getting the information from the social media, okay, the information from the your public records. Public records will be having information about your surname, your address, your place where you are living, the apartment, any sort of things. They may be used as a password to make the required guessing. Okay, sometimes if I am very much fascinated to my dog or else to my pet, I'll be keeping that particular pet name as my password. By changing the combination of that particular thing, also I can guess what maybe the password is of. Okay, more or less we will be using some sort of date of birth combination as a password. Even phone numbers are also as a password. So we don't have certain time and certain things also to remember a typical passwords. So a normal layman like me will be keeping these things as a password. So these particular type of passwords will be providing the hacker to hack my own some resources. We should be very much cautious. This is about the automated password guessing. Okay, we do have different type of software tools that has been available in the market. Okay, now especially we can get these things in the dark web and other things also. Okay, now to check what maybe the password is of. Okay, the attacker they will be using different type of scripts or else a different type of softwares, and he will be simply checking what is maybe the combination of passwords, and then once he has got some sort of password, he will be making some sort of a trial and error. Okay, to check whether I can going to log in or not. Once I has been logged in, once I got the things, next automatically I'll be getting the access will be provided for me. That is nothing but for the hacker. So automatically he can access the entire data. So will be a potential risk on these particular things. So we should be very much cautious. So to avoid these things, okay, we will be using different type of prevention techniques. Okay, here you can see here, implement account lockout policy. Okay, generally we will be having the DC lock and different type of third parties to safeguard my passwords. Okay, not only these things. Suppose you can see in normal Gmails or any sort of applications also. Once we are giving 3 to 4 times a wrong password, automatically it will be enabling us to provide the required captcha. Okay, so these system generated passwords and what the system applications or the scripts, what they will be doing, by checking by giving different type of password combinations, they will be continuously checking what maybe the password is of. Once we are keeping the captcha as an extra confidential thing that has been involved with, where the human intervention is mandatory, automatically we are providing the required security. That's why only we are going with the captcha nowadays. Okay, most of the applications which are highly secured will be enabled with this particular captcha. Okay, so without human intervention, the system cannot access that particular captcha, it cannot understand, it cannot provide those particular details. Even I can see from last 6 months back, I think so, I had gone through one particular application where that particular application is reading the captcha. Actually, captcha has been implemented to have a human intervention, but system itself is checking about what that particular captcha, whether the case sensitive, uppercase, lowercase, combination of numerics and also alphabets, any sort of thing. It is guessing the required things. So we should be very much cautious. So and apart from that thing, we should maintain the multi-factor authentication also. Normally, Gmail is also providing this particular multi-factor authentication. Once we are logging into the Gmail and a new system, for the first time, automatically it will be simply providing an alert to my mobile, third party authentication. We can enable those particular things also. Okay, and moreover, not only these things, so first of all, to make the things possible at the user level itself, user has to be properly educated to have a high complexity strong passwords. It will be definitely helping us a lot. It will be providing the limitation for the attacker to hack that particular passwords. So it will be monitor and moreover limit the login items. Okay, these are the different type of mechanisms that can be implemented to not to have any sort of attack on my system resource, not to have any sort of system hacking. Next, going with the password sniffing. Okay, in this particular password sniffing, it will be mainly involves with the intercepting the network packets. Here you can see in the image also, the user is communicating with the server. Okay, now he's a third party, he's a man in the middle. Okay, now he will be getting the total information from the network device. It may be the root bar, it may be the gateway, any sort of things. By default, we will be using some sort of protocols like less secured, that is nothing but HTTP. Okay, normal things, what may the username and more password? The admin may be a username and more password may be of a password at 123 or else a password 123. So what they will be doing, if these are information that has been communicated between the user and moreover the server, there will be a chance the man in the middle attack will be occurred in this particular manner only. The attacker will be intercepting all the packets that has been communicating between the user and moreover the server. Okay, and he will be simply monitoring the entire data that has been communicated. Even the data has been encrypted, but he is going to analyze what maybe the data is of. You may be in the olden days, we do have the, what I have to say, some sort of, if you are using any sort of postpaid, we do have some sort of, every month we'll be getting some sort of bill as a statement. Okay. From the bill, I can check to which particular person I am regularly communicating by checking about this particular records. Okay, try is also providing the total records for me. TRAI. Okay, Telecom Authority of India. Okay, whenever we are requesting, suppose for the investigation process, okay, it will be providing the total call history. From the particular call history, I can make a required analysis. Okay, this is a communication that has been happened between these particular parties. I may not know what the data that has been communicated, but I can analyze. Okay, somehow these particular two parties are making some sort of communication. So we should be very much cautious once we are communicating via the network. So in my network, we do have some sort of least secure protocols like HTTP, what I said right now, hypertext transfer protocol, FTP, that is nothing but the file transfer protocol, moreover telnets, that is a remote logins we are using the telnet. We do have the POP, that is nothing but the post office protocol version 3, which use the port number 110. So these particular protocols are least secured. So once we are making some sort of communication via this particular protocol via the network, there is a chance for the intruders to check what maybe the text that has been communicated. Why? Because these particular protocols will not be using any sort of end-to-end encryption. They will be making the required communication through plain text only. So we should be very much cautious. So to avoid those things, the best thing is nothing but always use the high secured protocols. You can see here. So to provide the security, we might go with some sort of highly secured protocols like HTTP, yes, in place of HTTP. We can go with the secure socket layer, SSH, or else we can go with the secured FTP also. And always we have to implement the VPNs, virtual private networks, for to have a proper secure communication. We have to properly enable the required network segmentation. And not only these things, especially in the case of wireless networks also, always use the strong encryption mechanisms once we are making the required communication via the Wi-Fi. Let me go with a small example. I mean, in the coming lectures also, in the cybersecurity, you have gone through one particular application, I think so. I mean, if your Wi-Fi password is known to me, I can easily enter into your mobile. So different type of softwares has been available, different type of applications has been available. We should be very much cautious about these things. And finally, we have to deploy proper intrusion detection systems and mechanisms to regularly audit. Okay, now what is the communication that has been happening? Okay, is there any PC situations has been there? Everything. Next, going with the keylogger. What exactly the keylogger is from? So in this particular keylogger, generally once I want to give some sort of passwords, whether it is a mobile, whether it is a keyboard, any sort of things, I will be simply pressing some sort of keys. The keylogger, I might use some sort of another IC or also some sort of application or some sort of software to check what the keys that has been pressed by the user. So what the attacker, what he will be doing, first of all, he will be simply sending some sort of mail. Okay, knowingly or unknowingly, I'll be simply clicking any sort of unwanted links on that particular mail. Somehow that keylogger software will be entering into my network, and it will be simply providing the required interface at the keyboard level or else any sort of user interface level. So what the keys that has been pressed, automatically it will be maintained by using that particular keylogger software, and these things will be simply forwarded to the attacker. Once this particular attacker has got those particular information, automatically he can access your own system. So we should be very much cautious about this particular keylogging softwares. So whenever you are using the things at the public environments, once we are having any sort of phishing mails, never ever use any particular hyperlinks. Let me go with a small example. I mean, nowadays I can see most of the what I have to say, hotels are not providing any sort of menu card for me. When I'm requesting the menu card, they will be simply saying, sir, please scan in this particular QR code, and automatically you can see that hotel menu and you can select, the order will be placed and I will be serving the things. Once you are doing these things, you should be very much cautious. Let me go with a small example. I had gone through one particular article that has been happened in the Noida. The corporate employee, what he has been done, he is a regular visitor of that, what I have to say, restaurants. So he is very much fascinated of using this QR codes. So what he has done, he has used a QR codes and he has placed the order. So if the things are genuine, it is of okay. Suppose a normal like attacker like me, what I will be doing, so I will be changing the QR codes. I will be placing some sort of ransomware QR code there. So what the normal layman, what he will be doing, he will be scanning that particular QR code. He will be thinking, I will be expecting the menu cards. But in the back end, some sort of unwanted information has came into your mobile. It may hack your database, it may hack your cameras, it may hack everything. So in the public environment, you should be very, very, very much cautious. So the keyloggers has been available in the market as a software applications, as an extra device in between the system and moreover the keyboards. Okay, everywhere we should be very much cautious. Okay, that's all for the lecture. So in this lecture, we are mainly talking about what is the importance about the passwords, how the passwords has to be kept. Okay, how the key stroke loggers has been used by the attacker to hack, to check what is the password and everything. Thank you.